What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, I'm going to start off with a quote because I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin and one of the reasons that I was able to see through all of the fog when Bitcoin was at 4,000 per coin and everybody was panic selling at this cycle low. By the way, you guys, I make videos just like this, 5 videos a week. So make sure that you're a subscriber to my channel so that you guys can stay updated in the markets, as well as hitting that like button for me so that I can reach 250 likes on this video. If I get 250 likes on this video, I will do a $50 giveaway on my Twitter. So make sure that you're liking and sharing this video with your friends. YouTube has also been shadow banning some of cryptocurrency content. And although I do not think that they've shadow banned my channel, make sure that you share this video with your friends just because there is a chance that YouTube does shadow ban it. So we want to make sure that as many people as possible see this content and we can kind of beat the YouTube algorithm. So the quote that I'm starting out with today is, "If you have faith, you can do what others can't do because you can see what others can't see." This is by Tony Evans, and I was actually saying this exact same thing to my friend over at DIY Investing yesterday when we were on a little hike together. We were just talking about being able to see through certain things and being able to see what others can't see. And for me, that's something that I have cultivated in my life. And as I kind of broke free from the matrix of fear in the crypto world, I all of a sudden have faith and confidence. And there's another saying in the crypto space and in the investing space that says, scared money does not make money. And so if you have fear, then you will see what other people are seeing and not what other people can't see. And so that's really what today's video is all about. So without further ado, let's get straight into the big picture Bitcoin analysis. So this is Bitcoin Bitstamp on the top and the Nasdaq on the bottom. You guys, this is the internet bubble, also known as when the internet really started catching the wave and really started getting a lot of investors into it. So this right here was when, we had the big hype running up to the year 2000 on the internet. And then the internet, of course, we had a correction inside of the internet that is very common to see after a huge parabolic run up for us to see a drop like this. Now, the drop that we actually saw was very similar in nature to the drop that we saw in Bitcoin. This is one of the reasons that I see Bitcoin as being the new internet, also known as just being as hype and as important and as valuable as the internet. And so what I'm seeing here is a rhyme. I have a quote up here that says, "History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes." And that's how I feel about Bitcoin when we're comparing Bitcoin versus the Nasdaq. So I believe that we've started this uptrend. We made a cycle high, we made a cycle low, then we made the first high in that cycle and the first higher low. And so because of that, I see a lot of upside continuation coming inside of the Bitcoin markets. Just like we saw the Nasdaq not only recover, but break all-time highs and see continuation for a long time, I expect us to see the exact same thing inside of Bitcoin. We'll break resistance, we'll break this first high point, and we'll really start to go parabolic and even break our previous all-time cycle high. Now, you guys, that's going to be very, very exciting for us as we break that price range for Bitcoin. I mean, can you imagine how many shorts are going to get liquidated? We already had 40 million in short positions get liquidated today as we moved up in price towards the very short-term resistance of 9,300. So imagine how many shorts are going to get liquidated when we break 14K and how many shorts are going to get liquidated when we break 20K. With that being said, all of those liquidations will actually fuel a massive upward swing inside of these markets. And that is going to be reflected in the altcoins. That's going to be reflected in Bitcoin. That's going to be reflected in many of the coins that I've been talking about on my channel for quite some time now. You guys know since 2020 has started, I've been regularly updating and and uploading lots of different setups that I've been seeing in the markets. I was calling Digibyte when nobody was talking about it. I was calling BSV before it saw its pump a few months ago. And I was calling to buy Bitcoin when everything was capitulating at 4,000. And so there is a lot of value off of these free videos, you guys. You can make a ton of money following my free content. And as you grow your accounts, move into the VIP from there. Now, as far as the Bitcoin and Nasdaq comparison goes, this is one of the reasons that I made a video the other day that said Bitcoin or cryptocurrency will make more millionaires than the internet. So this was big, right? This move in the internet that we saw, this upward swing. But actually, in terms of percentage, if we go from this cycle low to this cycle high, that's 600%, right? Well, if we look from this cycle low to that cycle high, that's 4,700%. And so the percentages are completely different. Bitcoin does a way bigger percentage than what we actually see in the Nasdaq. And so because of that, Bitcoin is going to make way more millionaires than the internet even did. And think of how many people are sitting inside of a mansion right now, being able to take their family on cruises, being able to help pay bills for somebody that may be in need, donate to charities, feed families that don't have the money to do so. Think of all the wealth that was created because of the internet. That is what's coming in Bitcoin. And what's crazy is Bitcoin was spawned because of the internet. Bitcoin exists because of the internet. The internet is a fundamental technology that inspired Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin going to spawn? Well, I actually know a few of the things that Bitcoin will spawn. And you guys will see in the future me getting into a lot of detail about those types of things because I'm actually building businesses around Bitcoin and more than just trading and investing. I'm actually building businesses about what's coming next because Bitcoin will create another thing like this. This is the S curve, you guys. If you look up technological S curve on Google or on DuckDuckGo, you'll see that this is an S curve. But what's interesting about an S curve is there's a first industry, and then that industry creates a new industry, and then that industry creates a new industry, and they spawn out of each other. And this is why time is accelerating, and why we grow faster and faster and faster and faster. It's not just the Industrial Revolution. This is all because man invented fire. And so what we're seeing today inside of Bitcoin is a result of the first fundamental inventions. The fire was our first S curve, and then maybe you could think of tools for growing plants and agriculture and methods of killing other animals for food, although I do believe that humans mainly evolved because of agriculture, those were the first technologies that are fueling what we're seeing today. And it's only going to fuel more and more and more things. First it's Bitcoin, and then it's the immutable web, and then it's more and more things after that keep expanding and growing. Everything will be digitalized. You'll be able to create something as a digital form, send it to somebody instead of having to send it through the shipping packages or through the mail service. You'll be able to send them a digital file and they'll print it out where they're at. 3D printing. It won't just be for plastics. It'll be for everything. And even food, you guys, will be 3D printing food. They already have 3D printing steaks and stuff, like vegan steaks. So it's really interesting to see where technology is developing from here. But with that being said, you guys, Bitcoin is the one to be buying right now because it's the one that's about to do what the internet did. Yes, it did have a huge hype cycle right here, but there will be another huge hype cycle just like the internet did. And actually, this huge cycle right here was amazing to be part of, but we don't have nearly the infrastructure, the institutional investors that we have now to really fuel the next move. And so because of that, it's actually even better in some ways. It might not be as cheap, but it's better in some ways to be investing in Bitcoin today. You guys, all markets are fractal. It's all human emotion. People ask me, well, Dallin, how can you predict these markets with so much confidence and accuracy? Well, it's because human emotion never changes. As a species, we elevate our consciousness always. We're moving as a collective consciousness into higher vibrations, into higher sets of emotions, into more compassion. And overall, as we do that, we have an ability to see through more things, but the masses, the majority, still are always at a lower vibration, a lower state of consciousness than the people at the top. And so because of that, you have to understand that as we grow, as we develop new technology, human emotion will always be painted on these charts forever, because there will always be different states of consciousness between different people. And as a collective, we may be moving up, but there will always be contrast in that. And so because of that natural law, because of the fact that life is a pyramid structure, there always is the foundation. And this isn't to say that the people at the bottom of the foundation are lower. They are the foundation of the triangle. You cannot have the peak of the triangle without the foundation. And this is why I believe that the people at the top need to really focus on giving back to the people at the bottom always, because if you do not give to your foundation, then your support will fail and you'll tumble down from the top of the pyramid. And so that's, human emotion never changes. It's always the same. And so that's how we can predict these markets. It's partially because there's S-curves, there's new technologies coming out all the time. So if you find those technologies, you can have a high probability of betting on it that it'll be success. But, you can still find the new technology and end up buying Bitcoin at 20K and selling at 3.2K. And so that's why I teach all this stuff on my channel, to give back, to give back to you guys the foundation of this pyramid structure and allow you guys to see and start to elevate your own consciousness, elevate your own perspective, and be able to see what others can't. And so that's my quote today. It's about having faith. It's about having confidence. It's about avoiding fear and creating inner faith. And that comes from the inside. It comes partially from outside sources like knowledge, from like meditation is a great one for me, from prayer, whatever your religious beliefs are. I respect all spiritual teachings. And when you practice these different things, they are outside things for sure, but they actually are outside things that are creating inner change. And that inner change is where you'll start to see everything on the outside differently, and where you will be able to see things that others can't. So that's why I was able to get so confident when Bitcoin hit 4,000, and why I'm even more confident now, even though most people are in disbelief that this is going to go up again. I'm actually not in disbelief anyway whatsoever. I actually have a full degree of confidence that these markets will repeat. You guys, history doesn't exactly repeat. It doesn't repeat in the same way, but it often rhymes. And I expect us to rhyme in Bitcoin. Even this structure right here from this low out, you can even see a lot of similarities from that low out inside of these charts. So that's one of the reasons I'm net long on crypto. That's one of the reasons I put half my cash reserves in at 4,000. It's one of the reasons I've been posting so many updates, so many signals in the VIP. Huge shout out to the VIPs. You guys are always liking my posts, sharing them with others, helping each other. And it's so awesome to see that community growing and cultivate that positivity. And all of our accounts are reflecting that as well. And I'm seeing everybody gain that confidence. And one of the reasons I shared this quote was actually because one of my moderators said, now I know how a time traveler feels with this newfound knowledge. Everyone else is surprised when something moons, and we're all like, yeah, we know. And that's so true, you guys. I really resonate with that. This is one of my moderators, but he's in the VIP group. He's actually new into the VIP. So he's learning from all these signals and all this stuff too, and gaining a lot of value out of it. And so that's actually what inspired me to share this quote right here. So that's really what the VIP is all about, you guys. It's about creating a community. I teach you guys how to fish with the signals, but I also I mean, I give you guys some fish with the signals, but I also teach you guys how to fish with the courses. And so because of that, you get the best of both worlds. You start profiting, you start seeing what others can't see, you start having faith, you start having confidence, you start understanding the cycles, how they repeat in every time frame, whether it's the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the weekly, on every market. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. You even have market geometry on stuff that aren't traded by humans, because market geometry is geometry. It's math. It's a basic fundamental law of existence. Just like in the same way that Bitcoin itself is based on math, which is why it's so much better than some piece of paper that's based on war or based on, when we used to back it by silver or gold. Bitcoin is based on math, you guys. You cannot change math. It's a fundamental law of existence. And because of that fundamental law, Bitcoin cannot be changed. It is immutable. It can be programmed. It can evolve, but its fundamental core will never change. And that is the SHA-256 algorithm. By the way, you guys, we won the war. America won the war because we had better encryption. Go look up World War II, study about it. Literally, the main thing that was the reason that we won the war was because we had SHA-256. We had a better algorithm of encryption. So when you're talking about Bitcoin, when you're talking about free money, I don't think it was SHA-256 back then. It was some type of SHA algorithm that SHA-256 is based on. It might have been. I'll have to go research a little bit more or reread the Wikipedia page. But you guys, we won the war because of the SHA-256 algorithm. Now, because of encryption, something similar to the SHA-256. Now, I personally think that we're moving in to a world without war because of Bitcoin, because of these things. I think if I was the US government or if I was a powerful entity, I would think in my head, how can I stop war? How can I make all these countries work as one so that we don't have to have war, so that we don't kill so many people, so that there isn't so much poverty, so that there isn't all of these things? And if I was the US government, I would have invented Bitcoin. Now, I don't know if the Bitcoin was invented by intelligence agencies. I can't prove anything. But if I was that person, that is the mindset I would have. How can I help the most people? And I firmly believe, you guys, although there's corruption in all government, there's corruption to a degree in all government, there's corruption to a degree, whether it's America, whether it's China, it doesn't matter, you guys. I still firmly believe that the people at the top of the pyramid do genuinely care and do want to see the best for everybody, even if certain types of corruptions were taught through generations. It's that disconnect is leaving as the internet is interconnecting us all. And I believe that the people at the top really do have good intentions, you guys. And I know there's a lot of fear, a lot of stuff coming out right now that would set them up to look like evil people. And maybe there's a lot of stuff that we don't understand, but let's not focus on that fear. Even if we can have an awareness of these things, but even if there's a lot of corruption going on, it's important we have awareness of it. But I believe that if we focus on the positive, we'll move out of that. And because everything came to the surface, because all that stuff was brought up to the surface, we'll actually move into an era of peace, and we'll actually eliminate that corruption and those issues. And we'll start feeding the bottom of our pyramid properly again. And we'll start giving back to the very foundation of the pyramid. And that is the only way that we can continue to live as a society and have the pyramid structure, which is a law of existence, and allow it to continue. So you guys, that's my video about Bitcoin today. I'm very excited about the trend. I do believe we will break above 10,000. I do believe we will break above 14, and I do believe we will break above 20,000. Exact targets are part of the VIP group. If you're not a member, make sure that you check out hai.donniebrandt.com. Donnie is my web developer. Sometimes people get a little confused there. I will be switching the domain name soon. My name is actually Dallin, just so you guys know. But you guys can see the VIP here. This is without the 20% discounts. Direct message me or email me, and I'll give you guys a 20% discount to get in on the VIP. Like I said, tons of new members. We're always talking with each other in here. I'm always posting signals all the time. Even on Sundays when I'm supposed to be taking the day off, sometimes I'm posting signals and getting back to messages and talking in there. So this is a great place to really accelerate your learning by 1,000%. Take all the best knowledge I learned over the past 5 years, all the experience that I've learned, all the mistakes I made, all the things I did right, and consolidate it into one place. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. Again, make sure that you're a subscriber to my channel. I have a personal goal of reaching 100,000 subscribers. Share this with your friends in case YouTube does do some type of shadow banning. I really don't think that they will, but just share this with your friends just in case, and hit that like button for me so that you guys can be entered in to the giveaway. To enter, there'll be a few things, so you'll want to make sure you follow me on Twitter. Links are in the description. But if you hit the like button and then we get 250 likes, I will do that giveaway. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in tomorrow's update. As always, stay profitable out there.